Welcome to Sacred Awakenings, a community that supports spiritual exploration in order to awaken our greatest potential. Our Sunday gatherings are a time we set aside for ritual and ceremony as a community to enrich our own spiritual lives with the support of other open-hearted people. We are excited to have you a part of this circle. Our topic this week explores the significance of words and how they matter, how the energy of words affects us, and how deepening one's awareness of them can be so significant and transformative to one's existence. We are excited and honored to have our spiritual director, Deborah Eagle Cloud Ayres, relaying her insight and wisdom on this subject. Additionally, we have John and Lori LeFevre Johnson this week also inspiring us with their heartfelt music. Enjoy the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. God is, I am right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am. God is, I am right here, right now, right here and right now. God is, I am. God is, I am right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am. God is, I am right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am.
Let's connect with our breath and set our intention. Coming together, we create a collective divine heartbeat. We affirm truth and peace abide here. We gather to remember and recognize the divine mystery within. In our sacred circle, we honor the awakening of each spirit who enters.
Earth, teach me, a Native American prayer. Earth, teach me quiet, as the grasses are still with new light. Earth, teach me suffering, as old stones suffer with memory. Earth, teach me humility, as blossoms are humble with beginning. Earth, teach me caring, as mothers nurture their young. Earth, teach me courage, as the tree that stands alone. Earth, teach me limitation, as the ant that crawls on the ground. Earth, teach me freedom, as the eagle that soars in the sky. Earth, teach me acceptance, as the leaves that die each fall. Earth, teach me renewal, as the seed that rises in the spring. Earth, teach me to forget myself, as melted snow forgets its life. Earth, teach me to remember kindness, as dry fields weep with rain. Aho.
Some days life feels perfect, other days it just ain't working. The good, the bad, the right, the wrong, and everything in between. It's crazy, amazing, we can turn our hearts through the words we say. Mountains crumble with every syllable, hope can live or die. So speak life to the deadest, darkest night. Speak life, when the sun won't shine and you don't know why. Look into the eyes of the broken hearted, watch them come alive as soon as you speak hope, you speak life, you speak life, oh, 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 oh. You speak life, oh, 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 oh. Some days the tongue gets twisted, other days my thoughts just fall apart. I do, I don't, I will, I won't. It's like I'm drowning in the deep. Well, it's crazy to imagine words from my lips as the arms of compassion. Mountains crumble with every syllable, hope can live or die. So speak life to the deadest, darkest night. Speak life when the sun won't shine and you don't know why. Look into the eyes of the broken hearted, watch them come alive as soon as you speak hope, you speak love, you speak life, oh, 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 oh. You speak life, oh, 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 oh. Lift your head a little higher, spread the love like fire. Hope will fall like rain when you speak life with the words you say. Raise your thoughts a little higher, use your words to inspire. Joy will fall like rain when you speak life with the things you say. Lift your head a little higher, spread the love like fire. Hope will fall like rain when you speak life with the words you say. Speak life to the deadest, darkest night. Speak life when the sun won't shine and you don't know why. Look into the eyes of the broken hearted, watch them come alive as soon as you speak hope, you speak love, you speak life, oh, 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 oh. 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 Some days life feels perfect.
Speak life, speak hope, speak love, speak life. Thank you, Lori and John. Just the vibration of those lyrics. What a great song for this message today. The topic, the message of words matter. Profoundly, words matter. They hold their own vibrational power. They matter. And when we understand how this affects our own personal lives, there's just a very deep power that we have to transform our lives. We are empowered to transform our lives through the understanding of words and vibration. So that's what we're going to explore today. Our spring is springing at our altar. The altar has drastically shifted with the changing of seasons. And so what we're going to do is go ahead and open the circle and smudge right now. So go ahead and just allow anything and everything that no longer serves your highest good in this moment to easily fall away. Just breathe in, exhale. As we create the circle that calls in the ancestors and guides of the North, join us, shed your wisdom, show us the North Star of what it is we need to awaken in ourselves today. And we call in the ancestors and the guides of the East, where the sun rises. Bring the light, raise the energy, bring the light to us as we shift through the seasons. Help us see with that light what it is that needs to be seen. And we call in the ancestors and the guides of the South. Help us root deeper and stay connected to Mother Earth today, so that the wisdom we awaken is through all of us, from our mind, our bodies, our spirits, our hearts, all the way down through the earth, that we stay connected with the circle of life in Mother Earth. And we call in the ancestors and guides of the West. Help us see where the karmic patterns are that need to be healed, where the wounding is. Allow that crack to bring forth the light that helps us heal, so that we may heal for the 7 generations behind us and the 7 generations ahead. Thank you for coming to us today. And for the divine energy in the center of the circle today, activating that inside of each one of us, opening the center of our own medicine wheel through us and in us as divine manifestation here, the divine grace of Great Spirit. And so the circle is open and we have our topic and we're inspired by the music. And here we are together. Thank you. Thank you for coming here together with us to open this sacred space, to be together, to grow, to learn, to explore. So we have all of our wise teachers, current and past, have talked about this, some more than others, but it's a wisdom that's been around, from Wayne Dyer, somebody I studied a lot that brought this forth. Wayne Dyer, Louise Hay, Byron Katie, all the way back to Jesus and Buddha and the great writers like Rumi. They all talk about the power of the word. All of our important books do. Otherwise, we wouldn't have so much focus on that wisdom and how it's been written to us. And so that's something interesting to think about. The power of a word is vibrationally effective, whether it's printed and read, spoken, or even thought. So whether it's expressed or unexpressed verbally, it has a vibration. It is powerful, spoken or unspoken. And so we turn to this place where we look at, how does a word have vibration? How does it have feeling? How is that experienced? Well, close your eyes. Close your eyes for a moment. Close your eyes and think the word love. Say the word love. Hear the word love. Now inhale, exhale, love. That has a certain feeling, a certain vibration to it. Inhale and think the word hate. Exhale and speak the word hate. Hear the word hate. Do you feel how that's different? Do you sense how that's different? When you close your eyes and you hear those words, does it reverberate through your body differently? Let's go back to, it's important to look at the vibration and how it is considered, something we don't see, but how is it considered validated? If we go back to, most of you probably know about the water droplet test. I'm going to have that put on the screen now. So that water droplet test shows you what those different words look like as they manifest in a water droplet. Love and gratitude looks very different than evil, looks very different than fool, right? Harmony. Look at how the vibrational pattern looks different in a water droplet. Okay, now look at this next slide from the rice experiment. We just did the feeling of love and hate ourselves. But if you're not familiar with the rice experiment, you can look it up, Google it. Lots of people have done it. It's all over YouTube. Some more scientific than others. But nonetheless, this illustrates what we're talking about. When you speak to the jar of rice, I love you, look what happens. When you speak to the jar of rice, I hate you, look what happens. So think about that. And that doesn't really matter if you're saying it out loud or you're thinking that. That is literally how water changes according to the energetic vibration of a word. And I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but I'm reminding you the wisdom the ancestors are bringing us here. I'm reminding you of the importance of speaking and thinking in a higher vibrational way to yourself as well as to others. Half our body is water. Over half of our body is water. I think it's like 70%. And we think over 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. What vibration do those thoughts have? How does it affect our body? You see how we manifest inside ourselves. That juxtaposition of how we speak to ourselves and what that looks like and how that comes out. Not only in the way that our body and our health develops, but in the way that our words develop, in the way that we treat other people, in the way that we treat ourselves. So this is all, it's vital. It's so important. This all started because, we have St. Patrick's Day coming up here in a few days. And I was thinking about, as soon as I thought about, it's St. Patrick's Day, is there something on the calendar I need to be aware of to pick a topic for talking? And I loved Gary's talk last week about communication. And so I thought I'd kind of piggyback that. And what comes up for St. Patrick's Day is this wonderful, beautiful lesson I've had very prevalent in my life about the idea of lucky versus blessed and that vibrational word play. And so it's St. Patrick's Day, luck of the Irish. We think about being lucky and I'm so lucky, I'm so lucky. And then people talk about, the important thing is to say I'm blessed. And then there's a lot of controversy about blessed. what I take from that is that there's a vibrational difference between lucky and blessed. And lucky has a way of absolving worthiness. So, oh, I'm so lucky. It almost feels like I'm not worthy of it, but I got it anyhow. I'm so blessed feels like I'm worthy of it. I'm worthy of it, and I can align my gratitude with it. Now, people that don't understand blessed in a spiritual way want to get into this whole deep dive, debate about whether or not that's egoic to be blessed, that God has somehow favored you and you're bragging about that. If you believe that God is actually within you, that the divine is within you, and that you're speaking that from a spiritual place, that vibration is very different. Very different. So it's not only the word, it's also the intention behind the word. It's extremely empowering to realize we can change the vibration of our lives based on the way that we're thinking, based on the words that we speak, based on this vibrational energy that all starts right here with me. And so if there's a life unfolding for me that I'm not real fond of, okay, the best part about that is I actually am the one that's empowered to change it. I can change it. I'm not subject to something else giving me that. I can actually change it. And that's what this whole thing, comes around to. So we have the power to lift ourselves and other people up. We also have the power to diminish ourselves and put our thumbs on other people and diminish energy. It's an incredible power to have. We can lift and we can diminish. We can push down. So when we become cognizant of that, when we become aware of that, when we are conscious and awake to that, we get to yield that in a way that really makes a difference in our own lives and other people's lives and in the whole of the world, in the vibrational energy of the network, the web, if you will, of all of the circle, the medicine circle of all people, all beings, all animals. We have the power to shift that around for people. It's like the idea between have to and get to. I have to go do this or I get to go do this. It's an easy one to feel. Just take a moment and feel, I have to. And take a moment and feel, I get to. Or I get to. I get to. Sometimes it's not easy to want to. That's okay. But when you can at least say, I get to, even when you don't want to, it still raises your vibration. And everyone around you is affected by that. That's a hard part of living in a family, living in a community. We all affect each other very deeply. And it starts with affecting ourselves, the way that we're thinking. So we need to kind of, keep this in check so that we can continue to rotate ourselves around to a loving place, a worthy place, a place of high vibration. So I'm going to have another slide put up for us. This is our vibrational, our vibrational chart. And what I find really interesting on it actually is the fact that at the top is peace. I mean, we have enlightenment, right? We're all, striving to that in some way. But peace is even above joy. A lot of people think happiness is the end point. But peace is an even higher vibration than that. Notice where things like stress and worry and anger and aggression, those would all fall in low vibrational places. And then look at the words that come with the higher vibrational places. That's where we find our gratitude and service. Discipline is a big part of that. So I just wanted to pop that up there for a moment. That helps us remember, that this is real even though we don't see it. And it's powerful. And we have control over it. So we are the master of our kingdom. We are the master of our kingdom. We are the master of our mind and our body. So how we think, how we use our mouths, what we say, how we use our hands. Are they hands of service? Are they hands of anger? What do we do with our hands? What do we do with our body? This comes down to discipline. And when you get into studying mindfulness practices and different types of spiritual and religious practices all over the world, especially if you get into some of the older Sanskrit, what you find is discipline. Discipline is a huge key to higher vibrational living. Now, how does that kind of clash with this idea of free-spiritedness? Well, there's always this play between things, right? The emptiness and the fullness. And so what's important to recognize is if you really want the spiritual freedom of getting to that high vibrational place of peace, it takes discipline to get there. It's the discipline of keeping the lower vibrational things in check. So we can be disciplined about keeping those lower vibrational things in check. It allows our vibration to rise. Okay? And so this is the piece that's important. Now, the discipline itself doesn't have to be something that's terribly difficult. In fact, it needs to be simple in order to be achievable. And that's the key. A lot of times we set ourselves up to be so challenged that we can't overcome our challenges. And then we become discouraged and we drop into that lower vibrational place and we become frustrated and we complain and we get aggressive. We have opinions about everything, And what's nice is when we kind of get this higher vibrational place, opinions aren't really needed. They kind of fall away to the wayside. Are you entitled to an opinion? Yeah, but it's not yanking me around anymore. I can have this opinion and I can stay very centered and disciplined in understanding that if I drop my vibrational level in the way that I'm thinking and speaking and being, I'm only going to cause harm to myself and to those around me. So, how does this, how do we maintain that higher vibration? How do we do that? What's the discipline there? How do we keep it up? Well, it's what we always talk about. You already know this. The wisdom's there. The wisdom's already there. It's living sacred. It's what we talk about in Sacred Awakenings all the time. What are the ways that we live sacred? How do we create our everyday to be sacred? If we keep our eye on that prize, our thoughts, our words, our vibrations are already working at staying in the top of that chart. It's best to plant that seed early in the morning, though. So recognize that, to keep that vibration high, we're staying in touch with our own inner divinity. It's inside of us. Our own inner divinity. And every day we need to fill that cup, fill that tank. So within moments of opening your eyes or awakening and not opening your eyes, within moments of awakening, a prayer of gratitude, a space of gratitude to the divine. Thank you, God. I am so grateful right now. That fills up your tank. That's where you plant the seed for the day, starts right there. And then if you can move into a space that also allows meditation, contemplation, maybe a reflection in a journal, the daily reading, or a daily reading of some sort, along with some meditation, a walk outside, or sitting on the cushion, or just having some space for yourself to bring it in, Bring it in. And not just in a way that it's like, oh, I want to daydream. I want to think. I want to have my coffee by myself. No, in a place where you are actually communing with the divine, where you are connecting to Great Spirit. This is what fills the rest of that tank. Taking the time to do that, whether it's 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, taking the time to do that. So that the rest of the day as it unfolds and it starts yanking you around with the low vibrational stuff, you've already started up here. So when you get pulled down, it's much easier to stay higher because you started there. You have like a buoy to you that can come back up. But if you don't do that, if you don't start high and just kind of come into the day without the touchstone of your spiritual awakeness, your spiritual life being lived through you, if you just come in like, oh, up and you start that rat race, when things start yanking at you, you get thrown around a lot more and you end up at a much lower vibrational place. And that's hard. That's where those are the moments that we get weak and we say the thing that we regret to ourselves, to others. That's sometimes when we don't maintain being the master of our own domain. That's where abuse happens. That's where things are said. That's where relationships fall apart. That's where we become self-abusive in our minds. So that discipline is essential, that you start your day filling up your spiritual tank, filling it up by being directly connected to love, to source, to Great Spirit, to God. Directly connected. That's where you start. And that's what keeps our vibrational level high. And that's what helps us live in a sacred manner all the time. And so that way, when we do have our opinions about things that could easily yank us into that frustration, anger, desperation, despair, all of these stressors that come up for us. It's not to say they won't be there. We're going to feel the pull down, but we don't have deep dive into it if we already have the tools in place that help bring us back up vibrationally. Does that make sense? Feel that? Can you see how that manifests in your own life? So, remembering God in gratitude after waking, meditation in the morning to fuel yourself before the challenges come in. And then consider the content. That's why I suggested the reading, considering the content of what you're feeding your mind. What are you looking at? You know, if the first thing you look at is the news in the morning, oh God, I was in that loop. That was horrible. I go through my day with a lot of worry and anxiety, and I'm contemplating all these different things, but I'm not sourced from the divine. I'm not sourced from my higher self. I'm not sourced from a high vibrational place. So I'm way down here, and I can easily stay there much longer and sink further. No good. No good at all. So it's much easier to raise yourself up when you're already maintaining that. So when these toxic thoughts are challenging us, whether it's the pollution around us from other people or the toxicity inside of ourselves, there are a few things that are really important to remember. One is overthinking. Overthinking can just spiral us down further into the lower vibrational places. So try, when you see yourself overthinking, this is a time for the discipline to step in and recognize that and pull yourself back up and out. Okay? If you're overthinking it too much, you're drilling down into it. And that's when it's a toxic thing, okay? There are problems we have to think through. But when you're overthinking, you're sinking like quicksand into a lower vibrational place. So what we try to do is adapt to the energy and influence it instead of letting it be in charge of us. That's the empowerment piece again. And that takes the discipline, and it takes having already planted that seed in the morning to have that kind of power in the day, to take energy and influence that energy instead of letting it influence you. So this is another reason to make sure you've started your day well fed in a high vibrational way, so that you have the energy and the power to influence toxic energy when it comes at you. One of the other good tools to use is to pause and find the pause in that so that you can influence it. But the pause comes where you can just go neutral so that you don't start sinking down. You don't have the foresight yet to know how to come out of it. So just pause for a moment. If you can do that, that's becoming the observer. And we've talked about this, right? Becoming the observer. When you can become your own observer, you empower yourself to pause and choose the influence of how you're going to move through this challenge and move through it in a way that doesn't cause more harm to you or other people. So maintaining your power that way is important in order to rise out of a situation. And that's taking responsibility for it. That's taking care of your inner world and how it affects the outer world, or taking care of how the outer world doesn't necessarily toxify the inner world. So that's critical. That's important. We all get spun down so easily, especially by ourselves and other people, by the news, by what we see, by what we read. It's not don't do it. It's make sure you're fueled in order to do it and empower yourself. So as long as you're fueled and you understand where you're living in a sacred way and you're in that higher vibration, then the news or something that might usually spin you out can be seen and influenced by you in the way that you absorb it. So that's the way we get through those tough moments. We have to pause. We have to choose. And it's a heck of a lot easier to do that if we've already filled our tanks in the morning. Rumi said, raise your words, not your voice. It is rain that grows flowers, not thunder. So with that, we're going to move into a meditation inspired by our opening song. The Moses Code meditation, I Am That I Am. James Twyman and Wayne Dyer created this, or James Twyman created it, and Wayne Dyer, I think, made it more popular. It's derived from the Torah. I am that I am. And that's a whole other talk of the power of I am, but it's the highest vibration in the words that we can use. And so this is something you could use every day for yourself. And it would be a great way to start your day off with a full cup. So go ahead and get comfortable. Connect with your breath. And I'm going to have another slide put up here. Look at these words. I want you to choose your word. What is it that you want to vibrate and be right now? Love, perfect health, abundance, balance, peace. What is it that resonates with you right now? So that's going to be the I am blank. I am. I'm going to use that. You use your word. Okay, you use your word. I want you to just close your eyes. And as you breathe in, you're breathing in that vibration of that word. You're breathing it in from God. And when you breathe it out, you're breathing it out into the divine oneness in the world. So you're breathing it in from God, through you, and then back out into the oneness. So, with me, I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. So breathe in the I am that. I am that. Exhale, I am. I am that. 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 I am. Just hold yourself in the bright vibration of what you're feeling right now. I'm doing some energy work on everybody. Kind of letting go and shedding that which no longer serves your highest good. Any of that lower vibrational energy that's holding on, so that it can raise you and vibrate at even a higher frequency. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am love. I am. I am hope. I am. I am life. I am. I am peace. I am. Just hold that. And now just take in these words. I know that I am pure spirit, that I always have been, and that I always will be. There is inside me a place of confidence and quietness and security where all things are known and understood. This is the universal mind, God, of which I am a part and which responds to me as I ask of it. The universal mind knows the answer to all my problems, and even now, the answers are speeding their way to me. I needn't struggle for them. I needn't worry or strive for them. When the time comes, the answers will be there. I give my problems to the great mind of God. I let go of them, confident that there are correct answers that will return to me when they're needed. Through the great law of attraction, everything in life that I need for my work and fulfillment will come to me. It's not necessary that I strain about this. Only believe. For in the strength of my belief, my faith will make it so. The hand of the divine intelligence is all about me. In the flower, the tree, the brook, the meadow, I know that the intelligence that created all these things in me and around me, and that I can call upon for my slightest need. I know that my body is a manifestation of pure spirit, and that spirit is perfect. Therefore, my body is perfect also. I enjoy life, for each day brings a constant demonstration of the power and wonder of the universe and myself. I am confident. I am serene. I am sure. No matter what obstacles or undesirable circumstances cross my path, I refuse to accept it, for it is nothing but illusion. There can be no obstacle or undesirable circumstance to the mind of God, which is in me and around me and serves me now. Oh, thank you, Wayne Dyer. In considering our message, our music, our meditation, and all that Sacred Awakenings offers, the community that gathers, we ask that you consider a love offering or energy exchange at our website, sacredawakenings.org. Please join me in this blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Divine love, through us, blesses and multiplies all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. May your generosity you share with Sacred Awakenings continue to bless you with divine abundance and prosperity. Thank you.
The words that we say to ourselves are just as important as the words we say to others. Sleep in peace, I wake in joy, always know that I am loved. I sleep in peace, and I wake in joy, I always know that I am loved. Today I live in gratitude. Today I give my love. And tonight when I lay my head to rest, I give thanks. I give thanks. I sleep in peace, and I wake in joy. I always know that I am safe. Sleep in peace, wake in joy. I always know that I am safe. Each day I wake is a miracle. Each day is a precious gift. I count my blessings and feel such grace. I give thanks. I give thanks. I sleep in peace. I wake in joy. I always know that all is well. I sleep in peace. I wake in joy. I always know that all is well. I sleep in peace. I wake in joy. I always know that I am loved. I sleep in peace. I wake in joy. I always know that I am loved.
And now a blessing. Close your eyes. to everyone in our community and holding all the intentions in your heart now or spoken aloud. May you abide in the high vibration of peace in your soul, in your home, in the world. May you always remember that your light is brighter than your despair or struggle, and that you have the power to shift your own vibration. May you always feel empowered by your oneness with the divine source energy. Love. Live sacred. Aho.
Thank you so much for your words, Deborah. They were beautiful. Lori and John, your music is truly inspiring. Please stay after to join us for the discussion and join us next week. Also, check out our website at sacredawakenings.org. May every day bring you sacred awakenings.
Join us in singing This Little Light of Mine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I've got the light of grace, I'm gonna let it shine. I've got the light of grace, I'm gonna let it shine. I've got the light of grace, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. We've got the light of love, we're gonna let it shine. We've got the light of love, and we're gonna let it shine. We've got the light of love, we're gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
I wholeheartedly extend to you again the invite in whatever capacity you feel comfortable to stay after to further explore this week's topic during our community discussion. Please feel free to take a moment now to refresh, perhaps stretch your legs, grab a beverage, and we will be starting our discussion in a moment. Additionally, make sure to check out our website at sacredawakenings.org. There is a donate option on the page also, where one can make an offering in support of this organization so that we can keep coming back to you every week. Your energetic exchange or offering makes this possible. We truly appreciate everything given. Thank you so much for joining us today. And again, may every day bring you sacred awakenings.